welcome back to another stepping stone. Alright guys, the premise is quite simple. It's a simple calculus, as usual. Today I am here in Shenzhen, China, and I have 3 things I want to do. I want to practice pushing my comfort zone. I want to practice being authentically myself. And I want to explore this area that I'm in called the OCT. Oh my gosh. Wow. 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 Alright, much better. I can think clearly. There's no overstimulation. So I'm here in a city, or a part of the city called OCT, which stands for Overseas Chinese Town, I believe. You might be like, Mr. Stone, what the hell is an overseas Chinese town? And it's a good question. Basically, this district, or this area of Shenzhen, is supposed to be a place where many Chinese citizens who maybe lived or grew up elsewhere outside of China in other countries came back to repatriate in China, to live in China. So for example, maybe there's Chinese Americans who came back and decided to live here. Maybe Australian Chinese that came back, right? So I don't know about you guys, that sounds kind of cool to me. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Alright, a little check-in. I am feeling pretty nervous, pretty anxious, somewhat self-conscious. I think this is gonna be a much more public vlog again. And I'm also just sleep deprived and my stomach's squeezy from eating Chinese barbecue for 2 nights in a row. So yeah, I'm gonna just do my best and take it stepping stone at a time, as usual. Hope to see you there. Alright, let's go. That's right, Walmart. I think that's gonna be the first order of business. I saw on the map that there's a Walmart here. I have never seen a Walmart in China, but apparently there's one here. From what I've heard, this place is kind of like bougie, as you would, I guess, think. You know, people probably come back with a nice little chunk of change they made abroad. But the actual first order of business is to eat something, because I am starving. I have not eaten. And I'm really curious to see the different, I guess, what the restaurants and stuff are like. I'm already seeing Tim Hortons. That's pretty cool. I think they're a Canadian brand, I believe. Straight off the bat, I had to take a seat and chill out and eat some snacks, which I noticed in my mind I feel like some shame about. But maybe part of it was being hangry. Less capacity for a mind to push our comfort zone and shit, but I was already feeling pretty, just in that negative headspace, just feeling self-critical, feeling like people were judging me, and just feeling a bit overwhelmed. So, yeah. I think intellectually, I know it's okay to prioritize myself and my own needs, even above expectations and what the video should be, but I think emotionally it's still hard. There still lingers those voices from past pains. But I'm feeling better now. So let me try and continue. You know, I think part of it is typically when I'm vlogging in China or in other countries, part of what makes it a little easier is no one's gonna understand me. I guess it feels more real that alright, I'll literally never see these people again probably. I think part of what's feeling a little more intense for this is that I feel like there could be more people who speak English and know what I'm saying, and so it makes me feel a little more, I guess, aware and sensitive to those fears. Fear of judgment, fear of criticism, fear of failure. But yeah, I think first order of business is definitely getting some food in my belly, so let's take a look. I'm actually really not seeing many Western or at least English named food brands. But we have found the Walmart. Should I go in there maybe? Get some Walmart for lunch. Wow. Kimchi beef pizza croissant. Sichuan peppercorn pizza croissant. Potato sausage Chinese flaky pancake. Alright, honestly, I cannot explore until I eat. Note to self, I definitely need to eat. Or at least not be angry before I film a vlog. But luckily, we have either KFC, and I'm seeing there's even a Subway. Maybe that's the move. This sign says, Subway, good luck in opening the business. Wish you a prosperous business. Congratulations from the OCT Tower. You'll often see these flowers, these red flower vases outside of businesses after they've opened. 你好，你好。
Subway？
美国的。
美国的。
对。
这是中国最新版本的 Subway。
Subway 不一样一点是吧？
不一样，跟国外的都不一样的。
Black pepper thick cut steak sub, white Italian, Italy, Italy. Holy shit, they have Chipotle sauce. Wow, even the cookies, dude. I think this is like black sesame, probably matcha, chocolate chip, chocolate, double chocolate, pretty standard. Damn, they didn't ask me which cheese I wanted. Maybe I should have faced away from them. I feel very awkward, but that's okay. Alright, let's give this a try. So we have three potato crisp thingies and a black pepper steak. This is all about $6 USD, which is actually kind of expensive for China. I've been having like meals for $2 lately, but Western food, Western brands are more highly desired or premium. It's pretty good. I like this too. Alright, let's try the potato. I thought these are chicken nuggets, but I guess they're potato. Pretty decent. It's just like a hash brown basically. I just noticed it says daily baked bread. Can the US version of Subway claim that? I'm actually not sure. That's a genuine question. Someone let me know in the chat. You can actually throw away your own food. In China, most places you just leave your trash on the table and someone comes by to get it. 谢谢。我听说这个地方有好多外国的中国人会来是吧？
对。
他们会来住在这个地区是吧？
对，是的，是的，那就很多外国人，外国人多一点。
外国人还有中国人的外国。对。中国的 Subway 比美国的 Subway 更好。
更好吃。
更好，谢谢。
不用谢，不用谢。谢谢你。
再见。
再见啊，希望下次再见啊。
All right, man. And just like that, I'm back in business. I'm re-energized. My spirits are lifted. Wholesome interactions. Much better. What is this? Don't know what that is, but I don't think it's for me. Viva Dance Show. Dance Club. So here's an example of what I mean. They have a bunch of these red signs. Wow, there's an esports. Wow. A gaming cafe. You know, I think they're very popular across Asia, but I've only actually been to any in South Korea. There's no point in playing here because I can't play League of Legends on any servers. Hey, yo, I like this one. Change the world with your actions. It's true, guys. It's true. Be the change you want to see. I believe in you. Give me a fist bump. Trying to get those cinematic shots in. I feel so silly doing it though. Oh my gosh. Alright, here we go. This is the real deal here. Okay. Definitely doesn't feel like Walmart. Not yet, at least. Okay, there we go. Now we're in Walmart. They're clever. It's the Costco technology. But the food court, not even outside. Literally, you have to walk through the food court to get in. That's crazy. Hey, yo, Russian tortillas. Free to grab free samples? There you go. I still feel that negative headspace energy, those thoughts coming in of like, like I'm over explaining, like no one cares about all these things, like I'm excited about things that people don't want to listen or learn about or watch and all this stuff. So it's a little weighing heavy on me, but I'm trying to just notice it and observe it. So far, this doesn't actually seem too different from like Blue Hippo, which is like a more typical Chinese supermarket. I guess I was expecting more Western products, which I'm sure there are. I just need to find them. So strange, man. It really doesn't feel like a Walmart. I mean, would a Walmart have this? Holy moly, that's a big one. Jesus, look at that. It's literally moving. That's crazy. I feel like you don't really realize how weird and alive our food is until you actually see it alive. Like in the US, I feel like so much food is just, we don't eat it till it's at our table or it's like fully prepared and ready. But in China, man, it's all out here, man. Alive and well. I was expecting this to be more like a Sam's Club or a Costco, where like even in China it's still very Western, I think. I mean, I don't know if I've actually been to one, but in Mexico I've been to Sam's Club and it's pretty similar to like ones in the US. But this does not feel like Walmart at all. Jeez, man. Look at all this. The ready-to-eat food is probably way better than the ones at Walmart though in the US. When I'm back in the US, I actually tend to deliver groceries from Walmart to people for work. So I've actually eaten Walmart food very often to my own detriment. But man, it would definitely be a much better time having the options here than back home. And it looks like they still have services on your way out, but just a little different. I don't know if I've seen wigs at Walmart. Alright, well, I feel like my trauma or like anxieties and shit. The negative headspace is definitely kicking in a lot today. I think probably for a variety of reasons. But I feel like in particular it's like a fear of failure thing. Thoughts are saying like, oh, like this is too long, this isn't interesting enough, there wasn't enough cool things that caught my attention. And I mean, I feel like it's kind of a lesson in and of itself, in the sense that like when you're not well, you don't really find and allow as much like joy and presence and excitement about the world around you, you know? I feel like it might not even be necessarily that there isn't cool things or things that I wanna, or things that in a different circumstance I would get pretty excited about. I think a lot of it has to do with just feeling physically unwell, or feeling physically drained and tired, and I think that also affects my mental state, which just is kind of just like a feedback loop, because now that I'm tired and lower energy and not as joyful and not as engaged with what I'm doing, I feel even worse. My voices get even stronger. The criticism, the judgment, the chaos in my head gets even stronger. So that kind of sucks. But it is nice that, you know, at the end of the day I can still recognize that my goal was to push my comfort zone, to be myself, and I've made a lot of efforts and strides in both. And it's not like a full-sum game. I think that's the great thing about it. Like if you set an intention like that, even if things don't go as planned or as expected, every single thing that you do is a win. It's a stepping stone. And, you know, I feel like when we get stuck thinking about the things we didn't do, it's very easy to find infinite things, but we often neglect all the things that we do. And I feel that I have done a lot of doo-doo today. And this video is kind of doo-doo. I'm kidding. I remember seeing a meme where the dude was like, you're not depressed, you just need a little more snacks and you're sleep deprived. And, you know, I'm sure he's partially joking, but it is kind of true, man. Like, I feel like a lot of times problems come from, like, not being in a good state physically. Just sleeping well, eating well. It makes a huge difference. And I think that's why it sucks and it's so hard when you are depressed, it's because it's kind of like a negative feedback loop. Or a positive feedback loop. I always get it mixed up. It's kind of really unfair, because neurologically, when you are already like depressed and down bad, it's so much easier to get even worse. But it's the opposite too. Like when you feel really good and you're very joyful and you're very happy, the things that you do, you find more joy and more happiness and more fulfillment from. And so I feel like overall I've definitely like flipped the pendulum to the point where in general I tend to be pretty joyful, pretty happy, feeling pretty well. And so it's kind of busted, but that basically means it's easier to be even more so, and to maintain that level of joy and contentedness and wellness. But it does suck to have days like this, and I almost forgot what it feels like to have a day like this where I feel pretty shitty and more out of control of myself. And that's okay, you know? I can't expect everything to go as planned, and it certainly hasn't. And I can only make the most of it. Taking it a step at a time. Wow. That guy and the gal sounded either like French or Italian or something. They were speaking English, so maybe this is it. Maybe this is the communities. The communities of the repatriated. I was gonna give up and go home, but I just walked in. Nothing happened. So I might as well. I actually struggle a lot with like breaking rules or doing things I'm not supposed to. But actually I think a lot of that anxiety actually centers around fear of like judgment or like fear of getting lashed out at. Like people yelling at me, you know? Like the thoughts or the feelings that come to mind is like that someone's gonna be like, hey, like what are you doing? Get the out of here. I mentioned this in my last vlog. And I'm just noticing I felt the need to contextualize why I said that, because I already said it last vlog, because I feel like I'm being redundant, and I feel like being redundant means I'm gonna fail and I'm gonna get judged and I'm gonna get criticized. So it all plays back into the same thing, man. It's a vicious cycle, and until you observe and realize it, it's so hard to break out of. And even though I spend so much time and energy observing and realizing it, it helps a lot, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to take time and work and energy. So yeah. Little kitty, little kitty. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Can I pet you, kitty? Oh my god, are you growling at me? You don't want me here, do you? Okay, I'll leave you be, Alright, I'm seeing some stairs from the distance, but it's actually a few kind-hearted uncles who seem to be amused by my existence. Holy moly, why does that look kind of creepy? Is that just me? Oh my gosh. The ants on her lip too, bro? Oh hell no, bro. That's a weird face, bro. That's a weird face. You know, I do know that most people, most of the diaspora from China to other countries like the US, for example, I believe most of them are actually from southern China, mostly from Guangdong and some other provinces too, coastal provinces. I wonder if this community is, I don't know, I guess like maybe migrants who didn't get like super rich, but like who went abroad and did decent for themselves and came back. Or maybe this is just an apartment complex that was already here before they made it OCT. Either's possible. I'm trying to work on my ability to be smooth with how I use my camera and and trying to get better at filming myself, but also filming people as well who are staring at me. Alright. Well, I don't know if this is a OCT community or not. But at least I came and explored and tried to find out. I think the next step going forward, I think I've gotten pretty comfortable on my own in filming myself in public. I think the next step is trying to interact with people more often, and that is still pretty difficult, but I think it's probably the next move. So cool though how green it is. Like it's like a freaking jungle, dude. It's like a dinosaur. Fucking prehistoric fucking freaking yeah. Copyright strike, I'ma get copyright strikes unless I sing over this. I think that's how it works. Oh man. Alright guys, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and get up on out of here. I'm gonna say another stepping stone down. I'm gonna say worth. And, you know, it may not be the most exciting thing. It might have not been the most eventful. But that's just life. Not every day can be what we want it to be. And that's alright. It wouldn't be as enjoyable if it was always the same. Anyways. But, you know, I did push my comfort zone. I did practice being authentically myself. And I did wander and explore and heal. So I'm gonna say, let's go. Let's go, bro. And as I feel awkward doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a fist bump. Let's go. Alright, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Peace.